Music world, music kids out there. I am back for another review. It's Tory Lanez. I told you. And what do I think about this album? So there's basically a bunch of skits before every song, um, but it's it's like 28 tracks, but it's really just 13 tracks. But again, there's skits between every song, as y'all know if you've listened to his album yet. So let's get into it. I want to start off with the Guns N' Roses track. So I like how he took what it sound for me like the Usher, his Nice and Slow. If you listen to Usher's Nice and Slow, the chorus where he flipped it and put "Shot Me Right Away," like that part. But that I'm hearing that a little bit in that song. That was one of my favorites on his album. And then "Friends with Benefits." Um, if you know of Tinashe, before she got into her two on, this is like her mixtape EPs. Um, the Friends with Benefits, that that also sounded like her EP off of Black Waters, the song called Stunt. So it's only if you've been a listener of Tinashe's for some time now, then you would know what I'm talking about. The other one that I want to go into was High, produced by the hands and ears of Manny Fresh. I can definitely tell he put his hands on that track. Then the next one is Question Is. That one was very like a very deep, like this album goes in and out from deep to really high on emotions, to pain, and then you got your party, and he's in and out in love throughout the album. Um, so Question Is, it's that track is more, it separates him from this celebrity persona. We really get to see him be stripped of that 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 outer layer and get to see like the scars and pain of his life that he's been dealing with. And then Loners Boulevard, when you literally have a dollar in a dream, that's what I was thinking when I heard that. After all the chaos and hardships, here he is finding his way to the top. That's kind of that. The Loners Boulevard is kind of when he's on his journey into the music industry. And then, of course, everybody knows his song, his single "Say It" that came out. Um, that's that's how I came. I know a lot of people's been rocking with him when he was putting out other mixtapes, but I came to find about him on BT Soul. And then I heard the "Say," and I was like, that sounds familiar. If you know you're an '80s baby or beyond, or even now, because people listen to throwbacks all the time. But Brownstone did the original "Say It." I'm hearing a lot because I know I don't know what part of like the Caribbean he's from, but there's a lot of that on there. Um, the "Everyone Falls in Love" was the original song from them, and then "Come Back to Me." I don't know if you guys remember Rumpe, the "Tempted to Touch," "Tempted to Touch." I heard that on the "Come Back to Me." That's what that the background music is what I'm hearing. His "Tempted to Touch" song. And then Honda Civic, I also like that. Very nice and smooth song. As far as this album goes, I'm not really a fan of auto tune. Don't get me wrong, he is spitting on here on a lot of tracks. He's going hard, but I am not in on a lot of his other songs. There's a lot of auto tune being overused for me. In my opinion, I'm not a fan of auto tune at all. Not real. Especially if it's being used a little bit too much. But I know that's kind of like the thing. Like they bringing it back now in this generation. But all in all, the album it's decent. It's okay. I'm not crazy about it. There's some hits on there. Those few songs I really enjoyed. The Guns N' Roses, the Friends with Benefits, the High. Question is Loners, Boulevard, Say It, Tory Lanez, Everyone Falls in Love sometimes. Come Back to Me, Honda Civic. Those are just a few of the tracks on there that I really liked. But the whole skits between the songs, I know he's, and if you did like kind of skip off into his album instead of just listening to beginning to end, you kind of missed like the story that led up to the, his success basically. But because that's what I did. I listened to the whole thing, but the whole skits in between, it was a lot. Like I was kind of like, okay, I have to like let's get into the next song. But I get it. He's trying to tell his story, and in his way, the best way he knows how. And it gives you a visual of his life before he got into the music industry. But it's okay for me. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Again, comment below. Tell me how you feel about this album. So, again, is always love and peace.